yeah, either way is fine. So
All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Well, thank you all for hopping on. As you guys know, I've been super excited about this. I've been kind of talking about it all month and all month and all month about, building the hype for this. And AJ, I invited AJ in, and he's been a fly on the wall in the group for this month. I still haven't bounced that idea off of him yet, but I would love to be able to maybe partner up with him and his team in here as well, going into the first of the year. But AJ, we'll talk about that later. But for now, you're a guy that works as his business, right? You guys see Brandy too. Brandy's awesome and phenomenal, but I mean, a real power couple, in my opinion, are the ones that they're both really aggressive with this business. They really go after. Both of them go after this business, full tilt. And AJ's already successful in his job. He advises, companies. He helps. He does the brick and mortar thing. But he's used to this, and I got the chance as they were leaving their previous company. I got the chance to kind of interview him and talk with him. Didn't know him from the previous company, but I know where he came from. And I got the chance to kind of give him the lowdown on Lavelle. So I guess that's my first question to you is that what was it from a guy's perspective about Lavelle that really piqued your interest and made you decide to just jump into this business with us?
yeah, for me, it was a no-brainer. First of all, we tried the product, right? We tried the product. It was 3-day mini experiences. So we tried the product. I was a day one thriver. Had I not been a day one thriver, Brandy didn't have success with it for like 14 days, right? She was the person who was like, oh my gosh, this thing's making me jittery and stuff. So but we stuck with it. So we'll talk about minis here later on, but that was it, right? I tried the mini. So that was the first thing, right? It's a business that can be sampled. It's an organization that was new to the marketplace, product that's unique, products that work that you can try out, but also the duplication, right? I always told myself that if I could find an opportunity to buy a franchise or be a franchisee within an organization, I would do that. The problem is that it costs millions of dollars to do that, and I really don't want to try to do the funding for that, right? I mean, it's just a nightmare. So that was a big thing. So the product, the duplication, the timing of the company, and just the income opportunity. And also another big thing too was just the fact that this product, our system doesn't discriminate, right? To gender, age, nationality, you name it, right? So this is a product, because the last one, it was kind of like, well, not everybody wants to do that. You almost felt like you had to force something else, right? Oh, you may not want to do this, but here, man, it was like whenever I realized that, man, the territory is the world, right? We don't have to pigeonhole. We're not pigeonholed into certain little things, and so those were the big areas. I always say that product was the first thing. Opportunity was the second one. In timing and so forth. But yeah, those were key elements for me. And I'm a D personality, so I need the quick facts, get me in, get me out. But yeah, that was it for me.
For sure. And even just with me getting the chance to interview you and just kind of talk to you about where you were back then. I mean, what is it? It's a little over a year now. And just every time we get the chance to talk, I mean, I still hear that excitement and that passion in your voice and the newness of this. Whereas some people, I mean, they get tired of saying the same old thing over and over and over again. But it seems to me that, I mean, I get energized talking to you. Every time we do get the opportunity to kind of brainstorm or just catch up on how things have been going.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go there. we'll go there in a minute. But just tell me a little bit about you, like what you do on a just your job and how you're fitting this into your life, so to speak, because I know you got kids and a job and all that stuff. So
Yeah. So as you mentioned earlier, I have an extremely stressful career. I'm responsible for tens of millions of dollars bringing into my organization. And so I run a global sales team, literally like full-time people that are across the world. And I talk to CEOs. I spend my day speaking to executives. So whether I'm doing it here from my home or on an airplane, that's my world, right? So it's extremely stressful. That's where the gray hairs come from, I think, between marriage and daughters and all that fun stuff, tweens. But that's my day, right? So I live as hectic of a day as you can imagine, and I do fit this in, and we'll talk about that in a second. But for me, I take my products in the morning. I think that's the big thing is I always say product, right? You taught me that, Barry. I mean, you did a fantastic job. You like lead with the product everywhere. Every time you talk to someone about this, tell people what the product's doing for you. So my daily regimen is getting up in the morning at 5 o'clock. I speak to people, whether it's in China, Australia, whatever, and I just feel amazing. So, but life before this was just a totally different story, right? I don't know if some of you guys have seen my before and after pictures, but I still have weight to lose. I'm enjoying life, but I lost like 70 pounds from just feeling better, right? And becoming more active. And this has alleviated that stress. But I help Brandy run this business throughout my day, right? Whenever I have time off, I'm sending out minis, or I'm on a three-way message, or I'm voice texting, or I'm literally the technical aspect to the business, the brakes to her gas sometimes, right? But life is extremely stressful for me just from a natural standpoint. I choose that because of the career that I'm in. That's life. I'm not some guy who just sits at home or just has some time to just kind of screw with this business. I want this to completely retire me. And so I can just travel and really help people out. We were fortunate enough to go to Kentucky just a week ago, right, to visit
that was awesome.
Incredibly fast-growing team. So any men that see us, or even women, right? I mean, that's the cool thing is that because it is duplicatable, I can wake up every morning. I don't have to find a new way to run this business. I do the same thing over and over. And I mentioned that about the franchises, right? There's a reason why people want to buy franchises and why it's cost so much. Because if you were to buy a McDonald's, once you get into that system, it's duplication. Whether you're here, whether you're in Germany or wherever, you're going to have the same experience for the most part, right? And so that's what helps me out. And so whether I have an hour in my day to run this business or 4 hours of my day, the key, I think, is the key to the success that we've had, because our team I think it's grown like 380% over the past 4 months during what's sometimes a slower time, is just that we've been consistent and just really keeping it simple, treating it like it's a franchise, and then we're treating our team like they're franchisees, right? The analogy I always use is Starbucks, right? Starbucks started in Seattle. I think you went there recently. I've been there a couple of times. That little shop, right? And had those guys not decided to branch out, then we'd have never known what Starbucks was in different parts of the globe. And it's the same thing. It's because they have a system in place where they duplicate that system, and then now they've got their franchises. Well, that's what we are. That's what our teams are. That's what our promoters are. And so, I kind of went off on a tangent, but that's another day. I mean, it helps me out. It helps me stay focused because I got so much noise going on outside of my Thrive life, and that's really what helps me out here.
That's awesome. So getting into systems and stuff like that, that's always the debate, right? The debate is always, which one works? We got, you have Paul saying one thing about a system, and you have, maybe Maria saying another thing, and Amber, and then Chastity, and Barry saying this, and Lisa's saying that, and it's like, and you're kind of caught in the middle because you don't really know where to go. So you've been trying a lot of these, different aspects and different strategies and different opinions, and you've been you're a great guy because I love the fact that, you know, you break down your percentages, right? You've grown 380%. But, you know, being to the fact that you tried a bunch of different ones. Now, see, I'm the one that I kind of swiped your bolting on your party after the sampling.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to know that this is where that came from, that idea to do that party. But, you know, just describe, you know, once you started implementing what you're doing, go ahead and go through your system and the system that's working, and just kind of tell everybody what you're doing as far as what your team goes.
Yeah. So we were sitting in a lull, right? Earlier this year, we got real close to 40K, kind of slid back, lost to 12. You know, we were in that kind of that teeter totter, and so we had to reevaluate, like, what in the heck's going on here? And so we realized that we just weren't getting the product in enough people's hands. That was the first thing. We had to get more people to try this product, right? And so once we started doing that, and again, I give you all kinds of credit, because no matter who I've spoken to, this system, what you've taught, it works well, right? So no matter at what cost, whatever you do, however you do it, whether you charge, give it for free, whatever, get the product in as many people's hands. And so that's been the game changer for us. And so we do the true funnel, right? We get the products in people's hands. We actually you know, do Facebook requests. We do the three-way messages is extremely powerful. That's been the game changer. I'll tell you why here in a second. So we do those things, right? We product out, tagging, that's huge. You guys do a fantastic job. And then we implemented the event. So when we added that 40K, we had a girl go 40K, didn't bring a team over, nothing, right? In Kentucky. So we just got back from Kentucky, everyone, and it's called Berea, Kentucky. Put it this way, the closest airport was like 2 hours away. We had to drive down to find these people, right? It was the craziest thing. And we drive there and we're like, they have four, you know, we have a personal 40K there now. We got 4 new 12K auto bonus earners, and they've been on since mid-July, so almost August, some of them September. And the reason being, and they'll tell you now, if they were on this car now, you would ask them, what systems do you have in place? They'll say, whatever AJ and Brandy told us. We get the product in people's hands. We put them in a three-way message with Brandy or AJ. We have them tag us, and we tag them on Facebook posts, and that's it. And so we did this with this one woman. She started doing it, and then next thing you know, her whole team's just doing it. So now we have another person we're duplicating that with. And so the coolest thing about this is that now we have customers we have a lot of customers that are thriving free because we're working through our customer base too, right? So your biggest promoters, some of your most successful promoters on your team are actually going to be your customers. There is gold in those customers. And so that to the point of them living out in the middle of nowhere. We showed, I hate to use the word train, but we shared with them that work through those bases, because a lot of them are like, hey, I don't know any people. Well, if they're on Facebook and they have some friends, you help those people thrive free. And next thing you know, that's where the explosion was happening. So I think on that team alone, they probably have about 30 customers thriving free. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. And so now those customers are constantly just adding new customer referrals. This whole $25 back right now, they're just blowing it up out of the water because they see an opportunity there. And so now their customers are becoming their best promoters, right? Once you get a customer thriving free, they want to continue thriving free. So that's really what it's been for us. And then we implemented the party. Brandy and I were brainstorming another thing we wanted to change, and this actually came from that. So we actually had an event. It was a 3-day mini giveaway event. So you had to be at the event, you had to tag, you had to invite so many friends. So we had just different systems in place, and I could send this over. And it just blew up. We sent out, I think, 50 minis, and that's when she hit 40K just like that. And she had 2 girls sign up for 12K. It was just like we couldn't keep up. So literally between myself and Brandy alone, we're in probably about 170 messages right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thumb's got to be killing you.
All from some, you know, I've got some product up here. I got them in boxes and stuff. That's it. This is this is our brick and mortar. This is our franchise, right?
Right.
This literally, we're just getting the product in people's hands, and we're, you know, we make it about the customer. We make it about the promoter. Hey, we want, you know, what most of our customers do is they'll purchase the first month, but we want to focus on getting you Thriving Free the second month. Do you have 3 friends that we can send this out to, tag you in a post, get a 3-way message with, right? They do that. Now, not everybody does it. You know, it sounds peachy. Not everybody does that, but so many of them do, especially when they love the product, which 90+% of them do. And then you just run that route. And so what's the coolest thing is we've had one of the 12Ks one of our recent 12Ks, I think she hit 12K in like 43 days. She was a customer, but she recognized the duplication because we were in a 3-way message with her, right? So she sees us, and the next thing you know, she started kind of running her own little process, and she's like, well, shit, I can make money doing this.
Right.
And so then she took off running. And that's where the gold happens at. You guys, you're never going to meet, you know, you're probably going to meet maybe 10% of your team, but if you put some systems in place and you stick with it, it may sound boring. Don't change it up. Just find something that works. And I can guarantee you, no matter how you do it, the biggest components that have helped us create success have been getting the minis in people's hands, the tagging in the post, and the 3-way messages. If you don't do anything else, but you do those 3, I guarantee you, you're going to be wildly successful, you know? And so right now, our PPA, I think, averages around 15 to 20 a month, every month for the past 12 months, just from doing that. You know, some months it's even higher. And it's literally and a lot of that, again, comes from our customers, right? Right. Count as your PPA. So it gets to the point where it's no longer just you. You're truly franchising yourself out, your team out. So
that is incredible. And you know, I should say we all have been trying to perfect this, right? But we've been just doing the same thing every month. And you know, I mean, it's probably due to the season. But you know, I think we really are gonna hit this hard and keep this going in January and really make it better. So bolt on some tools, you know, bolt on some just quick videos. But you know, that is incredible. You know, you told me something a couple months ago too. So. And this is you know, if you're a numbers person and stuff like that, this is how you know it's working. You know, give me a roundabout, you know, what your QV is. Go ahead and just give me last month's, like what your QV is compared to your BV is.
It's running at about, our BV is running at about just a little less than 50%, which is pretty freaking crazy.
That's incredible, guys.
So we're at the point now where we're getting paid almost like a rank above, or almost 2 rank, right? I mean, because that's what it's all about. So yeah, that's where we're sustaining that. And you brought that up. I didn't even realize it, right? We're just blindly going. And that's another thing, is don't get so focused on the actual results. Get focused on the activity, and the results just happen, right? Because I'm a numbers guy, and it kills me, because you know, I was on a call earlier today with a CEO talking about a $283 million purchase, right? And you know, so I'm a numbers guy, like that's all I do. And then here I am talking about like just get minis out, right? Because when you stop focusing on that number, man, and just do the activity, that stuff just happens. And I didn't know it again until you brought it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I guess it's good, huh? I
mean, a 50% BV is insane. And you know, everybody likes talking about residual income and this and that and the other thing, but I mean, this is why I'm sticking with this, and this is the whole point of this, is that your customer base is your true residual income.
Yep.
Okay, kits are great, but if you're just a kit person, your volume and your sales and your check is going to go up and down and up and down, depending on the special and depending on if you got that many people willing to spend the price point more so around $300 compared to $150 as a customer. So having a 50% BV is pretty darn incredible in my opinion, because it's take the average of your guys is, take some time and look at that, what your BV is compared to your QV. And we've been really focused on getting our BVs up and watching our check go up and up and up. And that comes from your customer base. And I'm super proud of you guys for that, because that is just, I guarantee I could probably throw that number out there, and I guarantee you probably are in the top 1%, if not the top person, as far as BV to QV ratio in this company.
It's been quite remarkable. And the cool thing is that Paul Gravett on Thanksgiving sent me a friend request. I'm like, hey, maybe we're doing something right over here. Brady's like, oh, he's friended me a month ago. But yeah, and he did that with the team and stuff. So again, I don't really. It's just pretty cool, right? And it's just, again, I'm going to wake up. Here, I brought this in here. Like, this simple little thing here, Brady lives by, right? She just gets these out. You guys are great supporting that. But yeah, I mean, that's just it. And one thing I want to say is you talked about kits and so forth. Don't compare yourself. That's the biggest thing. That was our biggest nemesis when we came on board, because we hit 12K twice. Mine and Brandy, we hit it pretty quickly, and then we shot up real fast near 40K, and we didn't bring a team over. But my point is that don't compare yourself, because so many people compare themselves to some that bring organizations over, and then build it through minis, right? And I think that, and I've talked to Barry about this, because you see some that'll come in like really strong, and it's like, where'd they go? It's like the witness protection program, right? It's like, all I saw were like pictures, and we were comparing ourselves. We got caught up in that. We're like, dang, man, they've been in a shorter period of time and they're blowing it up. And then what the problem is, though, is a lot of times when these big organizations come over, there's no duplication, right? They get this big swell of kits, hit monumental QV, and then it's gone. But the system that Barry's put in place, the system that we're doing, that's just really helped us ramp up. It's just that, right? It's you help your customers and you help your promoters get those mini experiences out, and you're going to watch it grow. And out in this, for the sake of full transparency, you're right. This is a slower time for us. We're not freaking out, but it's slower. We rocked all the way up till probably about 2 weeks ago. We noticed, and but the cool thing is the activity's still there. The numbers may not show it, but the activity's there. And I guarantee you, if the activity just continues, that's where we fell off last year, right? When you start watching again, when you watch that number, and then it's like, well, it's a slow time of year, so you just naturally back up the activity. That's when you want to ramp up that activity even more. Yeah. Because January is around the corner, and what are the two key things people want is to lose weight or feel better, health and finances, right? And we've got the cure for both of those. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm already starting to think about, like talked to Kim today a little bit about maybe starting to build, since you're doing such a great job with those customers, maybe you might want to think about this too, is starting to build maybe some type of customer group for your New Year's resolution people, and it helps you keep track, because right. I know with you being on 100 and some three-way messages, I mean, it'd probably be easy to get lost really, really quick. And and we just don't want to leave it stone unturned. I guess that's a great point that you made. If you have one tip for these guys because it looks like I got decent, I just got leadership on here. What would it be as far as setting goals, and now where the bulk of your business is coming from. You know, one tip that you would give them to kind of push through and in this slow time, and you've already touched on comparing yourself. A tip that got you out of comparing yourself and back to moving forward.
Yeah. So I've got a few tips, and I see some brilliant names. Some of you guys I'm friends with on Facebook. After this, hopefully I'm connected with all of you, but and I want to learn from you as well. But so the comparing yourself, don't do that, right? But also, you have to treat this business. This is one thing Brandon and I have discussed all the time, and we tell this team, we're going to tell them here in an hour, 30 minutes when we talk, is that you have to treat this business like you're the only one on your team, right? That's it. It's the old lead by example. You guys, Barry and Kim, you do an amazing job by that. You're every day you're sending out minis, and we see that, right? And that keeps us going. So act like you're the only one in your business, and that's where you're going to attract your runners. The consistency on Facebook, that's been the game changer for us. Brandy, our first few months, she was another one in the witness protection program. I'm like, where's my wife? Where's she? Where in the heck? I told her, I said, I got us to 12K like that, and then you came on board and jumped on, But my point is that every month for the past numbers, guys, so the past 4.5 months, we've added at least 3. We've actually re-VIP'd, so to speak, from old Facebook or from old minis, right?
Okay.
So my point is that when you're consistent on Facebook, people are going to look, and first of all, you have doubters out there, right? And so when they're ready, though, the last thing you want to be is either some negative person on Facebook that they don't want to partner with, or you want them to look at your wall and recognize that you're still in business. Like, oh, they're still doing this. The 40K that I've mentioned earlier, we sampled her 3.5, almost 4 months before she reached out to Brandy.
Wow.
We had no idea who she was, sent it out. Brandy knew who she was, but like, oh, I'll try it. She says to this day, Brandy stayed followed up, genuine follow-up, and I kept on watching her. She was like, I want that life. I want to feel as good as Brandy does. She said, Brandy's consistency on her Facebook posts is what changed it for me. Once I tried it, I knew I was. And so back to that though, every month we add at least 3 to 4 new promoters or customers on the Thrive experience from previous minis. How crazy is that? So my point is, like, if you're following up and if you're consistent, we're not going to send this thing over and expect that they're going to buy that same day. If you're doing that, you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you're doing this and you're planting those seeds, we're constantly talking about planting the seeds, you're going to reap that. We just had someone come out. We just had a customer come on board yesterday from a mini in February. We had another one come in from April last week. So think about that. If you're completely consistent, that's going to be the key. And so, again, right now, don't focus on the numbers, focus on the activity. I mean, we were like 6 weeks away from January. I'm about to just pick up this computer and shake it. I'm so excited, and then we got February rolling around, right? On one of the latest calls, Jason said that phase 2, basically that
5X or whatever it was,
that it's about to get crazy. So, but those are some simple tips, right? I know we have some amazing people on here, but that follow-up is huge. Staying consistent and continue to get those mini out. Just focus on your business, right? Help your team out when you can, but they want to see what you're doing. If you're not, you've got to lead from the front, and that's where it's really at. So, like, we're following your lead.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to keep it too long. I know you probably got to prep and prepare. Because I could talk to you all night. You know that.
Same thing. Hey, real quick, I see Lindsay. Is everyone you come in contact? Yes, everyone. Everyone that we come into contact is getting minis. Everyone we talk to, right? They create the free account. They have to get in a 3-way message. Brandy and I, here's another thing. Brady and I know this business like the back of our hands, but we actually, and I don't mean to take up more of your time, Barry.
No, you're
but we actually, I leverage Brandy in three-way messages, and she leverages me. So, you know what I mean? So even though I know the product well, there's just something about validation. I even use it in my career when I'm speaking to a CFO of a big organization and he's ignoring me or he's not really being responsive, I'll copy the CEO. It's amazing what happens when you copy a colleague. And it's the same thing when you have someone in a message with you. It gives that other person the opportunity to reach out as well, right? So you can kind of tag team them. But if you add them after the fact, then it's almost like, okay, you're trying to bully. But if you do it on the front end nicely, that's been huge. But then, yeah, we follow up, just say, hey, you know, how's the experience going? Well, there's always a reason to reach out, right? Wanted to see how you were, you know, your experience went. I know it's been a few weeks. You know, we've got a new promotion out. I want to help you thrive for free. Right now, that $25 back, I tell you what, you can change your business right now this time of year with that $25 new account promotion, right? Go to your customer base right now and tell them, I want to help you thrive for free. Here's how we're going to do it. Give them their link and get them to sign up. That's another thing we do. We make sure that all of our customers have their share link. And we want them sharing obviously from their link so they can thrive free. That's huge. Powerful.
Okay, so let me we'll take up a little more time if we can.
Sure.
So I hit you up on Facebook. Hey bro, I'm loving your results. You know, what product are you using? What are you trying to get me a sample right then, or what? You know, kind of walk me through your response and how you lead up to get that sample in my hand.
Yeah, so if they reach out to my Facebook on my wall or on a post, I always take it to the direct message, right? Because you want to leave people interested, or you don't want to spill your guts. You don't want people to form their own opinion without you being involved in it, right? So I take it to the DM. It sounds great. Trigger to the DM. So I take it to the DM, right? And then I just say, hey, buddy, you know, here's my experience. Here's what it's done for me. What are you looking to accomplish? Or I'll flip it. What are you looking to accomplish? You know, or what is it about my post that you've seen that you like? Get them talking. You don't want to do too much of the talking.
Well, right. So I would say, you know, I'm really looking around, and I have this supplement line or whatever. I'm eating healthy, and I'm in the gym, but it doesn't seem like I'm getting the results like you are.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fantastic. You're not alone. I know many people who've had that issue or the same problems. I tell you what, a year and a half ago, I started this Thrive experience. Let's see, I want to get one of these out to you. Now I give my minis away free because it's just a business investment, but however you do it, say, you know what, would you like to try, I would love for you to try mini to see how, see what this does for you. It's taken, and basically I had that discussion. I actually if they're reaching out to me, I don't beat around the bush, right? I don't cold message either, but if they reach out to me, I'll say it's the greatest thing on the planet. You should try it. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. And then during that time frame, just coach them. Say, hey, this 3-day mini experience is just to show you the simplicity, right? Mm-hmm. Here's some of the things that people are seeing from it, but I can't guarantee you what it's going to do for you. But just try it out and let me see how it works for you. And then that's where we send the pamphlets in there, but we always tell them, let me know. Once you get it, let me know. Of course, we do the tagging and all these things, right? In lieu of me giving this to you for free, I need you to tag me in the post, right? So there's a trade-off. There's a cost associated to this, but in lieu of that, to help me out, I want you to do these things. And people are going to do that, right? It builds value. So it's typically a $20 purchase, $25 purchase, but if you do these, and boom. So you get them to do that. And then at that point, you start talking about we do immediately at least, do you know anyone else that would like to try it with you? Yeah. All of a sudden, you get friend requests and boom, you're in the get doors with it's like the Trojan horse approach, right? Right.
And I mean, and the cool thing is too, is that you guys have been ones, of course, I've kind of hipped you to this and helped you guys out with sampling, and then you guys really have taken this on your own and done something with it. that that I love. I mean, Brandy just started mimicking, right? She started kind of duplicating, just taking pictures and sending it out, which generates more people messaging you, and just kind of doing the same thing, being creative with it, being creative with that post, and maximizing that post's capability, instead of just snapping a picture of just something in a paper bag and saying that. But I really appreciated watching you guys. I've really appreciated working with you guys, and there was some great tips. I hope some of you guys took some notes. I'd love to be able to bring Brandy and AJ back on, and maybe interview from the couple's perspective, because I think there's a lot of people on here that would benefit from that. I got a lot of ladies that with some good quality guys, but they just leave it up to them, right? Yeah. But they could be great at it, but they just kind of leave it up to them, and I think maybe that video, maybe in December, would definitely be awesome to just kind of put it out there from both your guys' perspective. I would definitely appreciate that. I guarantee too, I mean, if you find value in anything that any of these guys do, vice versa, right? You could probably reciprocate. Definitely interviewing any of these guys, and they would love to definitely make that happen. And myself, of course, I already told you that. So we get to reunite too, also in like Punta Cana, because that's where the first time I met you.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be, I met you, I think, at the airport, and then we had the time of our life there, right? And so, guys, if you haven't been on the Lavelle Getaways, we've been fortunate to earn every trip that's been out there. It's just a game changer, right? The people want to feel better. They want to earn money. They want travel, right? They want all these things that this opportunity is affording you. And, there's just nothing better. We're at the point now, I was talking to someone, Lavelle's paying us because of the Elite Auto Bonus now, $2,400 a month just in car payments. It's freaking unbelievable, man. I'm like, oh, is this real life? Yeah. So next week, I guess, or whenever, I don't even know when the second Tuesday, but yeah, I mean, who would have thought when you talked to us that first time, we had no idea that just in car notes alone, it would be paying us almost $30,000 a year just for cars.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's insane.
So it's been a big blessing, but my biggest takeaway, if you didn't learn anything, because I'm not fantastic, I'm just some hard-headed guy, but
you're awesome
be on the product, be passionate, and share the heck out of this product. Share and be passionate, because I'm goofy. If you see me on Facebook, I'm goofy, but I'm also passionate. People don't see that as much. That's it. Duplicate yourself. Be a franchise, whatever your name is, whether it's Lacey, Tammy, you're a franchise, and just get it out to the masses, and that's it, and help your customers do the same. So,
for sure. Well, thank you so much, AJ, and I'm going to figure out how to record this, and if you want it, I'll figure out how to shoot it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hook me up, brother.
Stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we'll have Brandy come on. I'm a lot better with her because she can kind of steer me the right way. And I get a little crazy passionate, but hey, it works for me. So, but I'm so happy. I watch you guys in this group. It's a fantastic idea. Jump on it. Get your teams on board. But every day is a brand new day in this business, and you're one mini away from that new 40K or that new rock star. We've literally, like I said, just from one mini earlier this year, we have 5 new 12Ks in.
That's incredible.
Within our front 2 lines. It's just amazing. So and it's just from consistency. So
awesome. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you guys for your time tuning in and listening. And we will come at you again a little bit later. I'll post the recording in the group. AJ, have a great night.
You too, brother.
I said hello.
I will. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of your night. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, AJ. We appreciate you taking your time out.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Night.
Bye-bye.